the job done. And life is good. For tax help, you can.
All right. Good morning to those of you online. Greg Akagi with you as we're just about ready to get started on our Ag Issues program this morning. And we will do that here shortly. And it should be a lot of fun. And we will get going to talk about the Rural Kansas Apprenticeship program coming up here in just a bit. Just wanted to get an update on everything on how RCAP has been doing. As a matter of fact, doing very well. I had a news release here earlier in the week, as a matter of fact, on some of the successes that they've had. And we'll be going here not only live online, which we're doing right now, but on 580 WIBW coming up here in just a bit on our Ag Issues program. So stand by, and we'll be going here shortly. Good morning, everyone. Glad to have you with us on the program this morning. And coming up this morning on the Ag Issues program, as a matter of fact, we are not only live on 580 WIBW, but online as well. You can go to our YouTube page as well as our Facebook page on 580WIBW.com. This morning, we're going to be talking about the Rural Kansas Apprenticeship program that is put on by Kansas Farm Bureau. Here in just a bit, we're going to be joined by Joel Leftwich, the Chief Strategy Officer with Kansas Farm Bureau, and Kylee Stout, who is the Business Development Manager for Rural Kansas Apprenticeship Program, and also Shop Kansas Farms, as they will talk about the successes they've had in 25 and everything that is going on with RCAP as well. And that will be coming up this morning on the Ag Issues program here on 580 WIBW. But before we do that, let's get an update on the forecast.
On the Kansas Agriculture Network. With the exception of some fog, maybe even some few spots here across parts of north central and northeastern parts of the state.
And jokingly, this is where we are doing the weather right now on 580 WIBW. So it's a little bit behind the scenes of when something recorded is going on. And then me looking up a couple of facts.
It's an interesting experience being live on the radio.
Oh, yeah. Because, Joel, I know it's not your first rodeo on this, and Kylee definitely. So you have your other hat on, Shop Kansas Farms, usually, when we're doing that with you and Rick. So
more happy to do it.
All right, stand by. We will be set to go here very, very soon. Obviously, if you're up around Topeka, a little bit of fog out there this morning. Some areas a little bit more dense. Around Concordia, Emporia, but nonetheless, take it easy if you're out on the roadways today. All right, stand by online. We're going to be coming back on air live here shortly. This is Phil Chensko, and this is the Kansas Ag Network. All right, Phil, thank you very much for the update right now. As far as the capital city is concerned, we have a cloudy sky, some fog in the area, 31 degrees both at Billard Airport and at Forbes Field. Fog being reported officially in Concordia and also in Emporia this morning. And Emporia at 32, Concordia at 29. So one of the things to look out for, maybe a little bit of freezing fog as well, since the temperature is at or right below the freezing temperature area. So make sure you take it easy out on the roads here on the first Friday of 2026. This morning on the Ag Issues program, a pleasure to get an update on what is going on with Kansas Farm Bureau's Rural Kansas Apprenticeship program. And we're pleased to be joined this morning by Joel Leftwich, the Chief Strategy Officer with Kansas Farm Bureau. Joel, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us on, Greg.
And also Kylee Stout is joining us, Business Development Manager for Rural Kansas Apprenticeship Program, and also Shop Kansas Farms as well, as she joins us on the program this morning. Kylee, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having us on.
Well, I appreciate it as well. Before we get to some of the news and some of the accomplishments in 2025, Joel, take me back to when you guys first talked about putting this program together, because this has been a long time coming as to what that purpose is of what you want to do and being able to work with Kansas businesses.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. We always like setting the stage before we get into it because apprenticeships and registered apprenticeships are not necessarily the most common thing in agriculture, and we're happy to be changing that. So it was about 4 years ago. Our board was talking about issues that our communities are facing and that our members are facing, and how we as a trade association or membership organization, can be helpful in addressing some of those challenges. Now, you might not be familiar with our mission statement, but the Farm Bureau exists to strengthen agriculture and the lives of Kansans through advocacy, education, and service. And it was that focus on and the lives of Kansans that really pushed our organization to think about, outside of lobbying in Topeka and Washington, D.C., which are valuable and important for us to make sure policies are representative of our members. What else can we do as an organization with a footprint in all 105 counties, as an organization with over 100,000 members, to address some of these challenges that face not just our members themselves in their personal lives and their professional lives, but the communities in which they live. And one of the things that we continued to hear from folks was a challenge around labor, around workforce. How do we find people to work in jobs in agriculture or in rural communities and stay in rural communities? How can we encourage folks to build their careers in rural communities across the state and in agriculture? And that's when we heard about registered apprenticeships. I wasn't that familiar with them. Greg, when I heard the word apprenticeship, I thought about a TV show, and if you were on that show, you could become president. And that was about the extent of my knowledge of that. And I'd heard that word kind of, used as to mean internship or externship, but really what it is it's a program authorized and credentialed by the Federal Department of Labor and the State Department of Commerce. And so we decided to become an intermediary, and we can go into what all those details mean. But really what it is we're out here providing a service to employers to help them recruit, train, and retain talent in their companies.
Kylee, you were brought on here later when you joined Kansas Farm Bureau, but within your title, Business Development Manager, and as Joel mentioned, working as an intermediary between being able to apply apprenticeships, but be able to develop the individual programs through the individual companies too.
Yes, I joined Kansas Farm Bureau in 2024, and feel like sometimes I'm riding the curtail of the success the program has already had, honestly. We've got a number of occupations already approved that were approved when I came on board. So my role has really just been helping grow that and helping our apprentices succeed. Most recently, we had 2 apprentices graduate. One, Sergio from MJE, a partner down in Montezuma. He was a heavy equipment operator. He graduated with a 1-year program and is still a successful employee for MJE. And then we had Will from South Bend Industrial Hemp out of Barton County, and he operated as a hemp processing facility operator. And Will actually moved here from Oregon. He saw the apprenticeship opportunity and thought, It looked like an intriguing one, so he took the chance and moved. And the companies, when I went and helped him graduate and celebrate his accomplishments, the company was most proud of their maintenance bill going down because Will is now successfully trained and able to do some of the minor repairs on tractors and equipment, and instead of paying somebody to do that. So he's also now relocating his mom from Oregon because he loves the position and loves living in Barton County so much. And so two great successes recently.
Well, Kylie, let's first talk about Sergio through MJE Livestock Equipment. They able to graduate their first apprentice on there as well. Or I guess maybe the key in all this is the type of feedback you not only get from the business, but from the individual who participated in the apprenticeship. From what you've done through not only Sergio's, but the first one as well, what kind of I'm sure there was positive and negative feedbacks as well. So what type of feedback have you learned from this?
Well, the apprentices are getting paid. I think that's a huge positive feedback. They are earning a paycheck from day one, and they're getting trained and special attention from a mentor, usually on a one-on-one relationship. That sort of investment that the employer is pouring into the apprentice is really invaluable, and that's what makes any apprenticeship so successful. Both of the apprentices, when I spoke with them, were very appreciative of everything that the company has invested into their career and their longevity at the company. Employers really benefit from that retention as well. So, both apprentices are graduated, as we mentioned, but they're still employees and they're skillfully gained, and hopefully to stay on with the company for years to come because of that apprenticeship opportunity.
And Joel, it's for the business, it's the realization of success of, hey, we have a new employee, but we have a new employee that was brought up right, trained right, and went through there to have that type of employee right out of the chute coming into that business too.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, the one of the many benefits of a registered apprenticeship program is that we develop ahead of time their work plan and their education plan. And the employee, when they sign on day one, they see that plan in front of them. And so it takes a lot of this mystery out of it. And it shows the employee what the employer is investing in them and how they will get a pay, you get a pay increase as you complete this program throughout it. And so what that does for the employer is it builds that level of trust between, the manager and the supervisor, and in this case, a mentor for that employee to ask questions about. It builds that level of trust from the very start. And then from the employer's side, that level of trust brings more experience, more skill, more buy-in from the employee. And what that result is a more efficient work process. It's a higher retention rate. Kylie mentioned that, the national average, Greg, for retention of registered apprentices is over 90% over a 5-year period. 90% retention rate. I mean, that's amazing. And that really just goes to show the level of respect and trust and value that there is in a registered apprenticeship mentor and employer relationship. So it's a great win for employers and employees.
And Kylie, for that business, they see the 90% retention rate. That's got to make them feel like, well, it's got to put their feelers up as far as, hey, this has success and this can be something we can work with.
Yeah, absolutely, Greg. You're spot on with that. It's getting the businesses to take the leap and start the process with this, and we try to make that as easy as possible. That's our role as an intermediary. But that reducing that employee turnover rate is, I think, a statistic and a goal that most business owner wants to see as low as possible. So it's successful and it works, and we're just proud to be a small piece in helping businesses find success in that.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about the Rural Kansas Apprenticeship Program with Kansas Farm Bureau. Kylee Stout, Business Development Manager for the Rural Kansas Apprenticeship Program. Joel Leftwich, Chief Strategy Officer, with Kansas Farm Bureau. They are our guests this morning here on the Ag Issues program on 580 WIBW.
3 minutes here.
Okay. For those of you online watching, we're in a break right now on 580 WIBW. And like for all of us, it's a chance to get a drink.
You know, normally, Greg, I have this big yellow cup that I get at the fair every year. I'm collecting these Pronto Pup cups. And so, you know, typically that's what's on my video screen when I'm doing calls and meetings. But I gave, you know, I've tried to be a little more professional with just my regular glass today.
I'm sure the Pronto Pup stand would have appreciated the advertisement, Joel.
Oh, man, they're amazing. It's just so good. And it's so consistent for all these years. Just
yeah, they've never changed their
delicious.
form. Yep.
Don't change it. Don't mix it. Don't mix it up. Just give me that good quality stuff that I come back for every year.
And if you have kids, perfect lunch for them.
Oh yeah, what kid doesn't love corn?
You know, and it's a great snack for the WIBW show that's
Exactly.
going on right.
Exactly.
Right next door.
Not that that's never happened before, right?
I've sat in that audience many a times, eating a Pronto pup and drinking a soda while watching.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay.
Data plan start at just $20 a month, and for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for
All right, we're just about set to go here.
Cattlemen, now is a good time to add a Powder River Lemonelli system to your handling facilities. Built tough for the long duration, you'll appreciate the convenient features of Powder River equipment, made in the USA since 1938. From slant bar feeder panels, heavy-duty gates and corral panels, to squeeze chute choices for the ranch, your cattle working hours will become more enjoyable and much more efficient. Many producers are now upgrading their cattle handling equipment as a prudent investment in their future operation. View the strong green line of Powder River equipment at valleybed.com. There you'll find exceptional value and a large selection of beds and more shipped fast and free on most orders over $75. Find your ranching needs at valleybed.com or shop the store in Marysville. Valley Bed Supply.
Okay, stand by.
This is Ag Issues with Greg Akagi.
We are back on the Ag Issues program this morning here on 580 WIBW. We're talking about the Kansas Farm Bureau's Rural Kansas Apprenticeship Program. And we're joined right now by Kylee Stout, Business Development Manager for Rural Kansas Apprenticeship Program, and Joel Leftwich, Chief Strategy Officer with Kansas Farm Bureau as well. Kylee, one of the things on the announcement for Sergio as the latest graduate, first apprentice for MJE livestock equipment. One of the other things they announced as well is they have new or potential new positions in their business for new apprenticeships too.
That's right. That's right. We actually have several employers looking to hire an apprentice. MJE has 3 openings right now for the same position, a concrete finisher apprentice. That's located down in Lewis. And then Frontier Ag, clear out in Goodland. Our partners out there are looking for CDL drivers. This is a great opportunity. They will pay you to get your CDL license. They will pay for the CDL licensing. They'll even pay for your hazmat if you are at least 21 and need that to haul fuel. Home every night, competitive pay, great opportunity there. And then Alliance Ag and Grain has a couple different locations. They're looking for agronomy operators for out in Meade, Haviland, and Belle Pre. So all paid full-time W-2 employees for all of those businesses, all great businesses to be employed at. And so part of our work as an intermediary is to help promote those opportunities and do some marketing for our employer partners. And what a great opportunity to share those openings for those guys.
And Joel, another part of this as well was serving as an intermediary, as Kylee had mentioned. But this also works as far as the potential of students at community colleges or wherever the case may be, of them being able to serve. But you show, or talking about that with the colleges or working with those particular colleges too.
Yeah, it's a great partnership all around. I mean, everyone from the employer, not just the employer and the apprentice, but also the education providers. And so, depending on the occupation, we schedule and we the trainings that are involved. It's called, Greg, we love acronyms in government. It's called RTI, Related Technical Instruction. And so we provide we provide an education provider to help deliver that curriculum. So like in the case of Frontier Ag in Goodland, right? I think we're partnering with one of the community colleges there to deliver that CDL program, that CDL training that you need. And so it's a good opportunity to involve tech schools, universities as well. Depends on the curriculum or the classes that that the employer may want for the occupation. Let's say we build an occupation for a business manager or an office manager, and you want them to take some accounting classes. We can work with the local or really, I guess, with online classes now as well, any education provider to deliver that curriculum as part of the registered apprenticeship program. So it's a great opportunity to involve kind of the entire community in education to be involved in this program too.
And Kylee, to follow that up, how excited do you see these businesses, colleges, like we talked about with Joel, but also people that are interested in wanting to become an apprenticeship or have that interest? How much has that excitement build and interest, maybe is the better way to put it, build as far as being able to be a part of this?
Yeah, great question, Greg. We do a lot of work with an organization called the Western Kansas Career Showcase. So we're out in high schools at their one-day career showcases, really a career fair on steroids with some leadership training as well for the students. When we talk to them about their education getting paid for and not having to sit through the extracurriculars that the colleges usually require for an associate's or a bachelor's, all great programs, but college isn't for everybody. When students hear that they can get just the course that they need paid for and get paid to go to that class, they're very excited. Their eyes pretty much light up and they're like, what do you mean we can get this paid for? That wasn't around when I had this option to enter into the real world. So I think it's a huge perk. And we do a lot of work as well with the businesses and creating those partnerships with the community college. So a lot of our outreach as well is building those partnerships with the community colleges and the training providers so that when a business comes to us, we have those relationships established and we're ready to just lay it out for them. And a lot of times when courses are full, when they hear that the student is an apprentice, they kind of get jumped to the front of the line. So kind of a secret perk that I guess isn't a secret anymore.
Joel, when this idea came up 4 years ago and you look at where it stands right now, I got to assume you've probably not only met and or exceeded the goals of what what the thinking was back then and what you've seen the fruition of now?
I'd say we've had a lot of success that we're very proud of, Greg, and we've had a number of graduations that have come through, and it's really kind of cool. They get a certificate that's signed by the governor and signed by Joe Newland, our president. Depending on what the employee and the employer want to do, there's sometimes can be a little ceremony as well. It feels like a bit of a graduation. That's nice. But what's really cool is we're hearing even individual stories from the employers and the apprentices as they go through of value that the apprentice has added to the operation that we did not expect to see when we signed them up on day one. Whether that's, whether that's Will and his, helping bring that maintenance bill down, or we had some other great apprentices who built new systems and programs during their apprenticeship to help with efficiency. Those are really cool stories to hear. We obviously want to grow. We've been, we have seen some success. We've been recognized for that. We've got a couple awards from State Department of Commerce for being Regional Apprentice Providers of the Year. That's really cool. We're very proud of a grant we received this last fall from the Patterson Family Foundation to really expand and grow the program. So while we're proud of what we've done the last couple of years, we are very excited about what we're going to do in the next couple of years.
Well, and that shows, Kylee, there's still that type of growth that still can be achieved too.
Yeah, the sky's the limit here for how many businesses we can help, and we think, the more conversations we have with businesses through outreach, this grant from the Patterson Family Foundation is going to allow us to get into more communities and in front of more businesses. This can really make an impact as a business owner on your day-to-day operations with employee retention and like we mentioned before, just reducing that turnover and building your workforce. That we have some ideas with that grant to do what we're calling mini grants, where we'll help employers cover the cost of tuition for those related technical instruction opportunities. Community college is not free. Online programs cost money. That's an overhead cost to the business that we want to help reduce for them. Sometimes the apprentices need specific tools. If they are going to be a welder, for example, a mask, equipment, gloves for all that. So money to pay for that. And then again, that one-on-one incentive for a mentor to take the time out of their work day to slow down their work to-do list to train an apprentice. We've got some ideas to give some mentors some incentives or bonuses for doing that work. So lots of opportunities. That's the beautiful thing of working with Patterson Foundation is they tell us to do the work we're already doing, expand workforce in rural Kansas, and our team gets to come up with the cool ideas to make that happen. And so, like Joel mentioned, we're really excited for growth in 2026.
Well, Joel, if they're watching online, they see the crawl at the bottom of the screen. But if people want more information, there's a business out there saying, hey, I might have interest in this. What's the best way they can get that information?
Yeah, that's great. It's through our website, kfb.org. It's Kansas Farm Bureau, kfb.org, and then /RCAP, RKAP, or just search for apprenticeship, and that'll pull you up to a landing page. And that page is really cool, Greg, because it's got information about the program, but it also lists our employer partners with a link that you can click on and go straight to their page where they list the apprenticeships they have open. And folks can apply directly through there. And then also, if you're a business and you want to learn more, we have just a little form you can fill out with your contact information, and Kylee or I will get a hold of you. It'll likely going to be Kylee because she's the expert. We'll get a hold of you and talk to you about what it is your business needs. Is it a registered apprenticeship program? Is it a soup to nuts type of service that you prefer? Is it just our marketing help to make sure we can get your apprenticeship out there in front of all 105 counties and 100,000+ members, and plus all of those great folks that we have on our social media followings to get them aware of these opportunities for you. So we've really got a suite of services, or a menu, I guess you could say, as somebody who likes to eat a lot of food and at these great restaurants across the state. We've got a menu of services for employers to pick from.
All right, sounds good. Joel, as always, my friend, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Greg. I can't believe I got through this without one Pat Roberts story, but I'll have to give you two next time.
And Kylee Stout, as always, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Our pleasure. Thanks, Craig.
That is Kylee Stout, who is joining us. She is the Business Development Manager for the Rural Kansas Apprenticeship Program, and Joel Leftwich, Chief Strategy Officer, both with Kansas Farm Bureau, who joined us this morning on the Ag Issues program here on 580 WIBW. Stay with us when we come back. We'll get an update on the news headlines And we'll check the weather forecast. That comes up next.